What's up, people? I'm at my cousin's house. That's why this looks a little weird. I'm trying to figure out how to do this angle. This is looking kind of odd. Okay, we'll do that. I'm at my cousin's, and so I'm what they call this a remote broadcast. We're doing a remote broadcast today from wonderful Vacaville, California. Everything is the same though. This is our weekly advice live stream. I'm sitting here and I'm using my iPad for the first time, so I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. The control stuff is a little bit different, so y'all just bear with me. And the screen is small, and I forgot my reading glasses, so I can't see your comments. I'll have to look at them later. No, sister's old and eyes is bad, but it is what it is. So let's get started with our show. As usual, we have 25 questions on our weekly What the Fuck Wednesday advice show. I hope you guys are all excited about stuffing your faces tomorrow. I already made the black-eyed peas. I have a request from, I'm like, my cousin likes to eat black-eyed peas on Thanksgiving. Like, she's the only one in the world that likes this. Everybody else, he has them like on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve or something like that. But she wants them on both days. So I made some yesterday. So that's what they're going to have for Thanksgiving, along with turkey and all the traditional nonsense. So, yeah, I don't know. This is kind of odd. You're just going to see. If you hear weird noises, I'm not using a headphone mic or anything. I'm just using the sound in the the ambient room sound in the microphone that's in the iPad. So hopefully, is it okay? Sounds good? I guess there's nothing I can do if it doesn't, but we're going to hope that it does. Loud and clear? Okay. All right, good. Well, then let's get started. Ooh, I should have brought some glasses. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, male, 28 to 34. He's Caucasian from Montreal, Canada. Summary of issue. How do I tell my wife that she has bad breath? I have been married for almost 5 years, together for 9. She knows I've never been a huge fan of open mouth kissing. I've never explicitly told her this, but part of it is just because I don't like the smell of her breath or mine when it's that close, or really anyone's, unless it's freshly brushed. Breath just smells bad to me. Dude, it's like on a breath strike. But over the past couple of months, I've noticed her breath has gotten worse. She brushes thoroughly twice a day and flosses meticulously every night. So it's not her oral hygiene. I notice that most of the time while we're in bed and she's lying next to me, so it's usually when she's already brushed her teeth and flossed for the night. She is prone to tonsil stones, and I mentioned it a couple of nights ago that she might have some because I could smell her breath. She went and removed them, and it temporarily got a little better. But after I mentioned it again a couple of nights after that, smelling it again, she said that she's been checking for tonsil stones daily and hadn't noticed any more and got a little defensive about it. Since then, it kind of was on and off, but I definitely noticed it last night. I'm nervous to bring it up again because she got so defensive last time. Also don't want to keep bringing it up without suggestions about what to do about it, which would it likely involve going to a dentist at least, which would be a big expense and something she really doesn't want to do. Do you have any suggestions? Is this a suck it up and tell her situation? You can't really notice it when you're like 2 or 3 feet away from her, but once I'm next to her in bed, I get too close, I notice it. And obviously I notice it when we are kissing of any sort of intensity. It makes me want to get less busy for sure. Oh, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is going to require me to really think because this is not just some girlfriend or just some random. This is his wife that he's been with for almost 10 years, counting the dating and the marriage part. So I'm going to say this. You have to be diplomatic, dude. You have to say, you know, honey, we talked about the tonsil stones and you said you've been checking them for them every day, but you know, I'm not sure what's going on, but within the last however many, you said lately, whatever, you know, the smell has been pretty intense. So I'm wondering if maybe you have some kind of, you know, a cavity that we don't know about, a gum infection, maybe an abscess somewhere, but usually those kind of hurt, but maybe not. Or if you have some kind of, you know, respiratory infection or something going on. But in any case, I think, you know, it warrants a trip to at least to start with the doctor and see if it's something, maybe some antibiotics will treat, or if there's something, you know, you might need to go to the dentist. Because, you know, sinuses also, like she has allergies and she, you know, your sinuses will make you have bad breath. Cavities will make you have bad breath. Gingivitis, you know, different kinds of gum disease will make you have bad breath. Constipation will make you have bad breath, as well as, you know, depending upon what she eats. If she eats a lot of garlic and onions and that kind of, or meat, but that's, you know, with the constipation, she will have bad breath. So, and then likely, you know, also if she has some kind of throat, ear, nose, and throat infection or lung, you know, bacteria in that respiratory tract, that will also cause some breath problems. So I would start, most of the things are with the medical. So suggest that she start with the doctor and be prepared for her to be mad. But, you know, it's either she be mad and fix the problem or you just die from funky breath. I mean, which one do you want? I'd rather she go to the doctor if it was me. So anyway, let's move on to this crazy next question. Question number 2. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group from Portland, Oregon. Summary of issue. I need ideas for a Christmas gift for my new girlfriend. Hey, Deb and everybody. I have a new girlfriend of 1 month, so it'll be about 2, almost 3 at Christmas. And I would like to buy her something under $100 as a gift. I bought roses last week, which was a hit. Okay, so 1 month in, you got her some roses. Okay, that's not too bad. She is stylish and already has a ton of clothes. I'm not sure what to get her. Can you give me some ideas? What do you guys think for a new girlfriend that's under $100? I would say, based on what does she like to do? I mean, like just for an example, say she is into horseback riding. You know, I would get her a bracelet that has like a little charm of a horse on it. Somebody, you know, in riding gear. Or she likes tennis. You could get a tennis racket. Or she likes, whatever. Anyway, you want to get her something that's personal. It doesn't have to be like platinum or anything. You can get gold or silver and some little chain link thing for, you know, 50, 80, 90, whatever. It'll be under $100. I would do something like that. You want to give her something that's personal, not like a gift card, or you don't want to be presumptuous and, you know, give her a gift card like to a massage studio or something like that, because that means you thinking all up under her clothes, which, I mean, even if you all are at that stage, is too soon for something like that. I would suggest, you know, you do that. If she's stylish and she has like a certain place that she likes to go to get her facials or something like that, then you already know, you just buy her one and give her, you know, it's on you this time kind of thing. But I think usually women appreciate, you guys, of course, chime in your thoughts on it. But I think a more personal thing, like a little necklace or a little bracelet, something that she can look at, and every time she looks at it, it reminds her of you. That's what you want. The other things are nice, but you're gonna, since you said this is gonna be Christmas, so make sure you don't give it to her early. You give it to her on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, or whenever y'all get together. Okay, that's my suggestion. But look in the chat and see what they have to say and suggestions that they have, and just pick what you think will be most appropriate. You know, or we don't. Question number 3. This is a young lady in the 20 to 34 age group. She's African American from Washington, D.C. The male in question is in the 35 to 42 group. Summary of issue. My boyfriend is obsessed with everything being equal. Your boyfriend is dusty. The phrase is, if you get to underscore, then I would get to do it too. And you did the same exact thing come out of his mouth constantly. It's like he doesn't understand that we're allowed to have different boundaries and do different things. So she's 34 and he's 37. It's getting very irritating, and I don't know if I'm right in feeling this way. So you got somebody, okay, I just want to do a recap here. This man is almost 40 years old, and he's still stuck on this tit for tat. If you do it, I'm going to do it too. And I want everything, the exact same thing that you have. I want that too. Like sibling rivalry, but with his girlfriend. And you put up with this? You don't say how long you've been putting up with this, but this is something that wouldn't have lasted a day with me. He would have came up with that, and I've been like, okay, this is a stupid dummy. I'm out. So here she gives some examples, y'all. She gives some examples. Number 1, he said that I can adjust the temperature in his car when he's driving, as well as skip songs if I don't like them. However, once he found out that I don't like him touching my music or AC, he said I'm not allowed to do it either. Okay, fair enough. Number 2, we used to go to concerts together. However, he had to work one time. There was a concert, so I went by myself. So he intended to go by himself to the same concert on another night. Because you dating an idiot. We play an online shooter video game together often, and he says he prefers to play with me. But when he found out that sometimes I like to play alone if he can't, my God, he decided to start playing by himself without telling me. Okay, so, I mean, what is this? Is stupid. There's a show we watched together, and he got upset because I watched some episodes without him. He was at work. So he started watching episodes without me while I was tied up with homework. I don't know if this is behavior I should tolerate, or if it's something that or if I should move on. It's getting really annoying knowing that if I do something, he's got to do it too. I mean, I can see how it's annoying, but the main thing about this is it's highly immature and competitive. You should not have to be in a competition with your mate. And to make these little petty things that you mentioned an issue, to the point where he has to bring it up and tell you that this is what he feels and this is what he's going to do, is amazing to me. I don't know how you haven't cussed him out already and called him a big baby. I mean, the things in itself, him watching the show, or you can't touch my air conditioner. So, I mean, I wouldn't get in anybody's car assuming I can change their music or turn the air and stuff on without asking their permission first. There's nothing wrong with you going to listen to a concert with your friends or by yourself without him. There's nothing wrong. You're going out to dinner, going on a trip, doing whatever you want to do without him is not even an issue. This shouldn't even have been brought up. And this thing about, the watching the episodes on the show and all this kind of stuff. I mean, that would get on my everlasting nerves, and I would have to be done with him. But, you do you. And, but I'm telling you, this pattern of behavior is not good. It's not a good one. It's not the sign of someone who's very mature and willing to work, on a relationship with you. I don't know what he's trying to do here, but it's not want to be bothered with. My water bottle's creating weird shadows. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from St. Paul, Minnesota. The male in question is 28 to 34. Summary of issue. My boyfriend pushes me to shave my down there hair, and it makes me uncomfortable. Okay. So I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years. We met online, and when we first started going out, he would compliment me all the time and shower me with affection. Now we're a little further into the relationship. I noticed that my boyfriend makes little comments about my looks and are less than complimentary. To started out randomly suggesting that I wear my hair a different way or change my shoes to one that he preferred. If I'm being honest with myself, it annoyed me. But these instances were so far apart and unremarkable that I never did anything about it. That's how you get trapped. Perhaps 6 months ago, my boyfriend made the first, quote, suggestion about my hair below the waist. We were laying together after having nook, and he asked me why I never shaved it all the way off during the time that we've been together. I was confused and asked why, and he blurted out laughing and told me to forget it. Not long after that, the first mention of my hair, he started raising the topic more frequently, but as a joke, and then more seriously. He would continue to ask me why I liked it and if it would really kill me to shave it off. He'd also sulkily act whenever I took my clothing off, and upon asking him why, he said that he was sad that I wouldn't compromise for him and think about what he wanted. That's when you're supposed to say. To clarify, it wouldn't matter if I had a force down there, but I actually do trim a little and keep what I got down there well manicured. The moment that my boyfriend had was that, the problem that my boyfriend had was that I don't shave it all off. I just want to make that clear. My boyfriend makes no secret of the fact that he watches a lot of popcorn. I suspect he wants me to look like the women he sees in the shows. Besides that, he's been telling me that I'd feel more feminine to him if I got rid of it. Y'all make your comments. I'll have to look at them later. Like I said, I forgot my reading glasses. I can't see shit. Recently, he sat me down and made an announcement that he didn't want to get busy anymore unless I removed everything. It's become a huge deal for him, and I'm pretty uncomfortable about it. How could I best confront him regarding all of this stuff? What you do is, he's got a preference that you're not interested in. So this means that your 2 years with your weird ass boyfriend are over. The relationship is over. That's what that means. What's going to happen is he's going to hound you, and basically what he's doing is disapproval. He has a fantasy of what you as an adult woman should do with your body to suit him. That's when you give him the double middle finger and you tell him, you fucking pervert. Now, this is my personal opinion. I want to go on record. This is my opinion. I think men who want women to do that are, number one, too into the popcorn, right? Because that's what they see. But they do that because that shows the action, right? That's, they don't want anything to deter from you seeing the action. That's the only reason they do that. And then number two, because, it helps them make more money because, the guys will pay because they get to see more action. So it's a thing about money, okay? The problem with men who are stupid like your boyfriend is they take what's in an entertainment vehicle, a fantasy, something that's designed to take you away from reality, and they try to bring reality, that fantasy, into their real world relationships, and so do a lot of dumbass women. So women and I have a video on this topic already on the channel. I did that video probably about 15 years ago, but it's on this channel. And it's like, that's there for a reason, to protect women. It filters bacteria and viruses and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's there for a reason, to protect your body. And by shaving it all off, my personal opinion is men who like that look are pedos. Because who else who looks like that? Children. And you got an adult male who wants you to have the below the waist of a child. Bitches, don't you think that that's some fucked up shit? And maybe you ought to double check with who you fucking? Don't you think that? Especially if you have daughters that are young daughters, and he's pressuring you to do all that. See, a lot of women don't make the connection. They don't make the connection. And they think, well, he likes it. Fuck what he likes. Let me just be blunt. He don't get to like nothing about your body that changes you to look like a kid, and you need to tell his ass that. This kind of stuff here irritates the hell out of me. It bothers me that so many women have been programmed to think that if they have that, you know, those kinds of hair, that it's nasty, that it's unclean, that they have to shave it off because they're dirty and nasty and filthy and, you know, there's something wrong with you. The programming that women have, and that's what the video is about, the programming that women have socially, which is for financial reasons, because if you don't feel good about yourself, manufacturers can sell you the solution to try to make you think they're going to make you feel good about yourself. And women who never think about marketing, never think about how women are getting played by the millions. That's all this is about. They want to make you feel bad about yourself, like you're disgusting, nasty, gross. There's something wrong with you. You shouldn't be like that because it's dirty, it's smelly, it's all these kind of things. You know what? The hair that you have on your head, don't you want shampoo that? And soap and water. That's all you need. Soap and water. That's what it's for. So this, you know, I'm just telling you now, because one thing you definitely don't want to do with a man who has this kind of proclivity is have children with him, little girls. And you don't want them around no females in your family. You know, because this is what he likes to look at. So do you think he's going to stop looking at it just because it's not on you? You tripping. And that's why I point this out to so many women that don't fucking think about this kind of stuff. You got to connect every kind of dot there is when you start dealing with men and their mentalities, especially around females and especially around children. Okay, you got a dude who wants you to do that shit, tell his ass no, and then tell him to stop watching all those goddamn movies. And to stop. Number 3 thing is to get real and realize what's in the film is pretend and it's going to stay there. Okay, that's not real life. You're not doing none of the shit that's in those fucking movies, and he needs to get over it. If he can't get over it, then fuck him up. Just fuck him. Tell him to get lost. Because I'm telling you, you women, you got your little daughters and stuff, and you thinking that it's all kosher, that this is this is where his mind is. You dumb, okay? You stupid, and you're setting your kids up for some bullshit because you're so fucking clueless. Question number 5, that pissed me off. Female, 28 to 34 from Plano, Texas. Male, 22 to 27. Summary of issue. My boyfriend doesn't want me to buy a house. So she's 28 and he's 24. So why are you and a 28-year-old woman dating a younger dude? That's the wrong age to date younger. You're making a mistake. Okay, so my boyfriend, and she put in quotes, Glenn, is 4 years younger than me, but we have been together for 2 years, and our relationship is very loving, stable, and supportive. While we work in the same industry and both make 6 figures, Glenn and I come from very different backgrounds. Glenn's parents paid 100% of his college and helped him save a down payment for a home to where he's able to buy a modest property about 1.5 hours outside of the nearest major city. We both live in Glenn's home, and while I have offered to pay rent repeatedly, he is letting me live there rent-free so I can pay off my student loans. I was on my own with no parental support at 18, so I have worked 2 jobs over the last decade, and early next year, I will finally be debt-free with a nice chunk of money saved up through my own hard work as well as Glenn's generosity. Living 30 minutes away, no, I'm sorry, this is not a 3, this is a 9. Living 9 minutes away from the city has been fine for us because we both work from home. However, there's a good chance I would need to start going to the office next summer. I've had a conversation with Glenn several times about how I don't want to quit my job, but commuting 3 to 4 hours each day, 3 to 5 times per week next year will destroy my quality of life. I've also talked to him many times about how being a homeowner is a dream of mine. Glenn will hear me out, but then he states that buying a house is not sensible because it will take away the flexibility I have living rent and mortgage free. Hold on, Jesus. Where was I? Living rent and mortgage free. Oh, lost my place. Oh, here it is. He also points out that when we get married, I will legally own half of his home, and having 2 mortgages could hurt us financially. However, when I bring it up, he acknowledges that we are not planning to get married for another 2 to 3 years. I love Glenn, but I can't understand his reasoning of why I shouldn't buy my own home next year. It has not been a source of fighting yet, and I don't want to leave him, but I'm not willing to commute 20 hours a week per week next year so that I continue living so far out of the city with him. And I'm not willing to throw away money renting a place in the city just because he thinks I shouldn't buy. Am I missing something here? Deb, can you help me understand Glenn's logic behind why he doesn't want me to buy a house next year and suggest any new ways I might try to talk to him about it? Thanks. I know you love him and you trying to be the good girlfriend and tell him all your business and all this kind of stuff. But I'm of the school where women talk too fucking much. Y'all just tell everybody what you're going to do. What you are supposed to do is you got he's helping you. He don't want to know none of your money. What you're supposed to do is knowing that you have to go into work and knowing 90 minutes each way that's not in non-commute traffic. So you could be looking at 2 hours, which would be 4 times, 20, 25 hours a week on the road, which increases your chances of, being in a bad car accident, wear and tear on your vehicle. I mean, even death, because stuff happens on these highways. You want to get off the highways. So in his situation, what I would have done, it was me, I wouldn't have told him nothing. I just would have went and started looking for me a house and bought my house. And then, you could have got the house. And then when it's time for you to move into the house and you say, oh yeah, by the way, I'm moving into my house that I bought because I don't want to commute 20 hours a week. That's how you should have done it. And then if he had a problem with it, then he could deal with his problem by himself in his house that's 90 minutes away from your job. Right? I wouldn't have told his ass shit. And that's how I know you haven't really been listening to me on this channel. You must be a new person, because you guys have separate finances. You're not married. There's no reason for you to tell him what you're gonna do with your money. It's none of his business. Just like what he does with his money, it's none of your business. Okay, y'all, it's 2 single people living together. He was lucky enough to have parents who helped him with the down payment, so that's why he could get a house. You don't have that, so you saved up to buy your house. I want you to go buy it. I want you to go buy it, and then remember this other thing too. Where did you guys say you were? Shit, I forgot. Well, anyway, unless you're in a community proper state and he adds you to the deed of his house, that is not both of your houses. It will continue to be his house. And I would think that's why he doesn't want you to pay any rent, so that it will continue to be his house. Are you understanding the game here? Whereas if you get a house and it's just your house and you're the only one paying the mortgage over there, he won't have any claim on your house either. And you could both sign a quick claim deed if you feel like that's necessary, which might be a good idea. But you're looking at it as a benefit. And I think, it is being nice, but I think he has motive why he doesn't want you paying anything towards rent, because then that way you can never say, well, I was helping pay for this house, and so half of it's mine. Don't you understand what he's doing? And I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying you just need to be clear about why he don't want you paying no rent, and insist that you not. It's not as altruistic as you would like to think that it is. Okay, so you have the right to do the very same thing for yourself. And living with him, coming from the background that you have of such instability and you being on your own and struggling and stuff like that, having your own home that you can always go to and nobody can ever take from you is an important part of your mental and emotional security and your feeling of safety and security. So I would advise that you go and talk to the realtor, and during your free time, whenever you can figure it out, you can look at the houses online, or they do the little thing, and then you go look at it, and before you make your offer, look at it in person. But you can do the initial screening of the homes online. You don't even have to leave. But, look in the chat room and see what they have to say too. And then make your decision accordingly. But I vote that you ignore him completely and you buy your house anyway. Question number 7. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Washington, D.C. Summary issue. I always thought it was typical to ask about work, even at the beginning when you're just meeting someone. Is that wrong? I know you don't do online dating apps, but this is a question I think a lot of people want to know. Sometimes, even when I meet people online, when I meet people socially, it seems typical of the question of work to come up. There is some kind of veil at someone might feel better than someone else if one's job typically makes more than the other person and or doesn't need a highly skilled degree. Apparently, I've heard from a few acquaintances that some people in DC particularly judge on this a bit more extensively than in other places. After a few flops with potential dates, after asking about work or school, I don't rush with that question without a bit more context. Like as soon as the topic of work or school comes up, people just ghost. Not everyone, but a number of people. I think it's weird, especially if they are shy or acting like we aren't talking about anything interesting. It makes me wonder if our world has lost a lot of emotional substance overall. Okay, you going all into left field. What's the topic here? If they mention in their profile that they are going to school, or they tell me they just got back from work, or I met them a few times in person, then I will ask them about their work. I believe I've been natural enough about asking about someone's work, but after several experiences, I make a concerted effort to be more natural. I do sense the factor for me might be more prevalent than others, and some people accidentally match me and are looking for, quote, a way in, quote, out, and don't just want to leave things online. Some persons are interested or very ashamed of what, I'm sorry, some seem very ashamed of what they do or are trying to do. I do desire a partner that is, quote, reasonably well, end quote, in a way that won't impose negatively on my life. As a platonic friend, I don't care when they were doing what they're doing, or as long as they don't impose on me. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And then, okay, the bottom line, maybe some of this is me, but definitely not all of it. What are your thoughts? Damn, you just like, this is an advice letter, okay? This is not the journal where you just explore your damn feelings. Let me sum this up. If you want to know about somebody's work and you want to date with them, then just ask them. If they don't want to tell you, that's their red wagon. They don't have to tell you. But if they don't want to tell you, then understand that they've put up a wall. And if someone puts up a wall to something simple as where they work, what kind of work they do, then understand that this is not going to go anywhere. They're not trying to have you know them. They're not trying to be transparent with you. Okay, what you do for work is, so basic, and you don't have to be specific. Like, for instance, you're female, and you work as a nurse. You're RN at a hospital. Do you have to? I saw this red thing. Thank you. Thanks, Sliver. You don't have to say, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a cardiologist, and I went, so-and-so's medical center, blah, 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 blah. All you have to do is say, I work in the medical field at a local hospital. Now, you've exposed what your work is without all the details. How hard is that? You could say, oh, I'm a freelance writer, I write for many different magazines. Basically, I write for whoever's going to buy my stuff. Okay, you could say that. You could say, I work in government. I'm the office worker for a governmental agency here in whatever city. Okay, so you've given them an idea of what you do without the specifics. They don't need to know the specifics. Not yet. Oh, thank you. Is that 2 stickers? But I just feel like if you ask somebody that's like a basic question of who and what you are, and the person doesn't want to answer that question or looks ashamed or embarrassed, that means that's as far as that relationship's gonna go. Okay, so that person is meeting you. Most likely they just wanted some nook. Okay, when you start asking real questions and trying to get like all into their head and their life and stuff, they shut it down because they can see that y'all are looking for 2 different things. They want something superficial and easy where it's, laughs and jokes and all this stuff, and you asking about real life stuff, and they're not trying to do all that. So I think that's what's happening, okay? Question number 8. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Durham, North Carolina. Male is in the 22 to 27 age group as well. Some issue. My partner doesn't want me to get braces. What is this with these men, not women? Women want women to improve themselves. My partner and I moved to a new city last year for me to pursue my master's. It is 90 minutes away from our old city where we lived in with our families. I'm 23 and will graduate in 6 months, and we can either stay in our current city or move back. I'm fine with either. He seems like he was too, especially because he likes his current job, but this suddenly changed. I recently had $7,000 worth of dental work done. Well, damn, you could have just bought some false teeth for all that. My teeth were bad. The dentist told me I need braces, so I went to several orthodontists for a consult. They all agreed with my dentist. My boyfriend seemed a bit upset by this, stating that I should wait until I graduate. It's a lot of money, etc. I did not make a decision yet. I was just contemplating. He seemed to have other motives, though, as described below. Last night, he heard my mom and I talking. My mom said that she would pay the full $6,000 or most of it for my braces. This morning, he gets really upset. He is mad that I, quote, made a decision without telling him, end quote, and feel like I'm getting braces to force us to stay in our current city. The orthodontist is in our current city. He keeps telling me to think about it and why can't you just wait? He doesn't care about me getting braces and never did. He's worried about this forcing us to stay in our current city. I guess he's had a change of heart and would like to move back to our old city to be close to family. I told him my braces will not impact where we go, and I will be applying for jobs in both cities. I also told him that we won't be staying in this area forever anyway. Any thoughts on my situation? Yeah, get your braces. Get your braces and start taking better care of yourself. Do you know that bad teeth can mess with your heart valves and plus other things? I mean, take care of your teeth, take care of your gums, make sure you don't have infections, floss and brush. There's no reason for you to be the age that you are with jacked up teeth like that. $7,000 worth of dental work? My God. And then you need another $6,000 for braces? Girl, I don't know what you've been doing, but you need to stop doing it. And then you go and you get your braces. Now, the main thing is I'm going to repeat like I said earlier, you're not married, okay? You're not married. You have separate finances. So nothing about what you spend to improve yourself physically and maintain your health has anything to do with him. There's nothing to do with him. So there's no reason for you to be concerned about what he thinks and what he feels. And it's like, you two aren't married, and you need to remind him that you're not married. So he can go back to the city and you can stay where you are. You can still date. It's only 90 minutes away. It's not a big deal. If that's too far for him, then tell him, well, you had an option to just break up and find somebody that's local. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not going to be going through life, with jacked up teeth to suit you. Okay. This is about my health and my future. And I got my degree. I want to get a nice job and go on nice interviews with my teeth looking like something. When I smile, I don't want people to run away scared and not give me the job because I look like a vampire or somebody. Some tooth every now and then, all sitting on top of each other, all black and shit from rot. I mean, girl, do something with yourself. It doesn't even make any sense. Question number 9. This is a male in the 18 to 21 age group. He's Latino from Richmond, California, a homeboy. Female, 18 to 21. She's Caucasian. Summary of issue. Me and my girlfriend often have arguments which ends up with her disrespecting me for not agreeing with her. She got that white girl thing going on where they think everything that they think is fucking right and everybody else in the world needs to agree with them. I get so sick of that shit. Anyway, here we go. So whenever I talk to my girlfriend about a topic which is nuanced or a bit complex, it seems like she has her own view and has to force it down my throat. And if I don't agree with her, she starts disrespecting me and insulting my educational background. Wow. I will withhold comment till the end. These goes on personal insults and stops talking to me for a week or so. That bitch would be blocked. I just don't know how to deal with this, and I've never been one to hurl insults or punish someone for something. It makes me feel cheap, as why would I even waste a single moment on stupid things like that? I understand that women are pretty emotional sometimes, but I'm already in a very stressful work / school life while doing my internship at my university, and I love her too much to let her go because of a petty argument. We've been together for 4+ years now. I don't think I can see a bright future with her, as I like smart women who can hold a conversation with me and match and point out mistakes and discuss things with me in great detail. But my girlfriend seems like she seems far too immature, just childish to even understand the nuance in arguments, much less understand the flaws with her own opinions. I would like your thoughts on this matter, as I've been thinking a lot about this. And I know that some people like living in their own bubble with their own worldview, but I like to think, discover, and discuss various new things that I've come to know about and learn every day. And it feels like very limiting to not share a big part of me with her. Dude, I know you've been with her for 4 years. What did he say? Hold on a second. I know he said they're really young. Okay, so y'all in the 18 to 21 age group. 18 to 21. And you already been wasting 4 years of your life on some. Why would you date somebody for 4 years in that age group? But I'm going to tell you this. If you have a woman, and the same thing I tell women, you have a man, and this is somebody that's supposed to respect you, and they talk to you like you have a tail, call you names, and then want to put you on ice and punish you for 2 weeks because you didn't agree with their point of view, you're supposed to tell her, look, I've been dealing with this for 4 years, and I'm not going to do this anymore. So the next time you pull that little stunt, the next name you call me, Karen, we're going to be through here. So you need to watch your damn mouth. Because one thing, I've been letting you get away with this shit. I don't know what was wrong with me. I'm not going to do that anymore. You disrespect me again and see what happens. Okay, that's how you should have come at her, sir. I know you're young and you don't quite have your man testosterone game in place yet, but I'm telling you, as a fellow hood radian, that you don't let women talk to you like that. You really don't let nobody talk to you, but especially somebody that's supposed to be, in your corner, loving you and respecting you and all of that kind of stuff. You don't take disrespect. You don't let people call you names. And by the time they want to, not talk to you for a week or two, you're supposed to block her number or change your number so that she can't call you. See, that's how I do things. Whatever level you're going to do, I'm going to up the ante to 10 points. So she would have got around to trying to call back later, and she would have got, this lumber is no longer in service. And that would teach her, as they say, my grandfather used to say, that'll learn her. Right? That'll learn her. Let me see if I can put this down without cutting my head off. Oops. Oh, shit. Okay, it came back. Oh, my God. Okay, I'm not used to using this. I don't know what I use with this iPad for. I have an iPad that I do nothing with except watch movies. I liked it better than trying to watch on the phone because I can lay in bed and it's bigger, right? That's the only reason I have this thing. It's so terrible. I'll use it for nothing else. So this is the first here. Okay, so question number 10. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian from Florida. Some have issue. What is appropriate beach/swimwear for a corporate team event? Hi, Deb and Candace and Shay. Oh, look at that, Shay. You got a shout. I am so excited to finally have something to write in about and hope Candace picks my letter. She put a big old group of smiley faces and winky faces and waves and all kind of stuff. So my team at work has booked a beach club for our offsite this year. Ooh, and we've been advised to come in comfortable beach/swimwear. It's my second year at the company with this team, so I'd say that I'm pretty comfortable being around my colleagues. With that said, however, I am the only girl on the team, so I don't exactly have someone else I can talk to about this at work. My aunt and mother have never worked at a corporate environment, and they don't know what advice to give me. Okay, let me hold on. Comfortable beach/swimwear. Okay. Just to be clear, I'm pretty confident about being in a bikini, and I do have the occasional pool hangout with guy friends. It's just that my time of work is very, quote, corporate by nature and very male dominated. So with my colleagues, we are always in formal business attire and a professional setting, which makes me wonder if I feel self-conscious at the change of environment and whether I'd lose my professional image in their eyes, especially with my biases around as well. My bosses, I'm sorry. I've asked a couple of my teammates, and they all intend to dip in the pool and play games together. So I don't exactly want to be the only one sitting out either. I'm probably just overthinking this, but are there any implications that I should consider? What would you do if you're in my situation? Oh my God, thank you for writing in advance instead of fucking up and then coming talking about how you get, you've been classified and categorized at your job. You're not going to wear a bikini, okay? You're not going to wear a thong. You're not going to do any of that. If you wear a swimsuit, it's going to be a tankini or a one piece. You're going to make sure it covers your full buttocks. It's not going to be too low cut so that it's all cut and, showing half your chest and cleavage and all that stuff. It's going to be a very sedate, like swimmer type of swimsuit. Other than that, you can wear the swimsuit top, like a tankini top or something like that. And you can wear the swimsuit and you can wear shorts over it. Like, even if they're like running shorts with the, slit on the side or something, you want something that A, is not going to be showing the cut of your cooch. B, not going to be showing no ass cheeks. So the shorts have to be long enough that it covers that. You can show leg, show your arms. You're not going to show no ass at the job where you work with all these men and you want to be taken seriously. I know this sounds horrible, but this is the reality. They're waiting for this. They're waiting for you to see if you're stupid and you show up like you going to some place with your friends. What you need to think about this, okay? If there's pictures taken and these men's wives or girlfriends see the pictures, how do you want them to see you? That's your measuring stick. The wives, especially of your bosses, are they going to be like feeling like you don't know how to conduct yourself and that you're a little trollop? Are they going to say, oh, she's there and she's wearing appropriate beach wear and she looks cute, right? You going in the water, you can have that. Then plan what your outfit's going to be when you get out the water. What's really cute is like they had these like harem pants. They're like, this lightweight kind of material. But, it's nothing super heavy, but it's lightweight, but it's colorful. Make sure it matches your swimsuit top. You can have it so that it has like a shirt, that matches the pants, like a set. And then you have the swimsuit top, even if it's a bra top part, but like I said, it shouldn't be showing, it should have full coverage of the boobage. You don't want to be showing, all that kind of stuff. So you got to pick your swimsuit very carefully. So, with all of those ideas in place, hopefully you should be able to find something that's cute, flattering, conservative enough that it doesn't trigger any issues with the wives and it doesn't make the guys start looking at you like with thirsty eyes. Okay? You want to be appropriate. This is key as you're just starting in your thing. This is a test for you of those men to see how quick you are. And you're good because you had enough sense to think about it versus going and just putting on the first thing that you saw because it looked cute on you. Oh my God. You will go far because you think and you plan in advance. So consider what I said, and a lot of people be like, well, she should be able to wear whatever she wants to. And she can do that. But what's going to happen? She works in a male dominated field. If you want to be as a woman, especially a young one, she's got to consider her image way more than somebody working at Taco Bell, McDonald's, or FedEx. Okay. She's got to think about how she's presenting herself at all times. She wants to be necessarily, be taken seriously, but to look, quote, appropriate. So those are my suggestions. Look at all those possibilities. And like I said, go for the conservative look. You can wear your, thongs and all that old stuff. It's low cut and, stringed on the side of whatever you want to do in your private time. You're at work. So this is just an extension of your job because it's a work event. Keep it in mind. If you wouldn't wear it to the office, it's something that you wouldn't wear to the office, even though, who's going to wear something, but you know what I mean. Just keep that in mind. Question number 11. This is the female in the 22 to 27 age group. Wichita Falls is where she's from. Summer issue. My boyfriend wants me to go to the gym with him, even though I have to express my disinterest and would rather do exercises at home. My boyfriend is 23 and I'm 23. My boyfriend is 25 and I have been dating him for about a year. I've never been a super active person. At work, I do a lot of heavy lifting and walking around and generally stay active through my everyday routines, but I don't go out of my way to, quote, work out. I have gone to the gym many times before and I hated it. I'm not the working out type. I don't like the gym setting. There's always so many people taking up machines. It stinks, and I just generally don't like it. I have been with him a couple of times. What kind of gym do you go to that stinks? You need to elevate your gym. Recently, we had a conversation where he basically said if I don't start going to the gym with him, he can't be with me. His reason is that he wants to have a partner who he can go out with and do activities with when they're older without worrying about not being healthy enough to do so. I have told him that I would rather do at-home workouts and cardio. We have a treadmill and an exercise bike as well as weights than to go to the gym. When I say this, he is very disappointed because he wants to go to the gym with me. He doesn't like at-home workouts because we don't have all the equipment that he wants. I'm trying to make a compromise, but every time he asks me to go with him, it makes me want to go even less. I don't even know what to do at this point because he always gets upset when I don't want to go, even though I have offered alternative solutions. Any advice on how we can compromise on this? Or maybe how to make it clear that I will not be going to the gym at this point in time? Well, I don't know how you want to say it, but it's like, motherfuckers, what part of no do you not understand? Okay, that's the black woman style. Or you emphasize your words with a clap. I'm not going. Right? That's how we do things, right, ladies? That's how you do it. So you can try that approach, but you can just tell them, I will go to the gym when hell freezes over and all the little devils go ice skating. Or I will go to the gym when pigs fly and drop down little eggs from the sky that filled with gold. That's when I will go to the gym. I want you to understand I'm never going to the gym. Okay, so if that going to the gym, to that stinky, sweaty place is so important to you, you will have to break up with me and go and find a girlfriend who's willing to do that, because that's not me. And that's what you have to tell him. It didn't make it definitive. So it crosses all the T's and dots all the I's, and it leaves no room for him to misunderstand or misconstrue what you said. No, 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 no. Right? I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. But, really, if you got a gym that stinks, you need to go to a better gym. That's the main thing. That means a ventilation is funky, and that means it's filled with bacteria. That's gross. I wouldn't want to go there either. I like nice, clean, fresh-smelling gyms. The ventilation is good. They constantly wiping the machines down. Stuff is repaired. Everything's orderly. I don't like the ones where you go and it's like weights all over the place and stuff. I can't do that. That's why I don't mess around with Crunch. Their gym be like that. Just toe up and just shit everywhere. I'm like, no. Okay, question number 13. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group from South Bend, Indiana. The male is over 65. So that's as far as it goes on the submission form. It just says 65 plus. So everybody after that is in that category. Third issue. My grandpa often tells me that I'm stupid. Wow. I'm crazy. I need help, and that no one will ever care about me. He also frequently says that he's done with me. My family doesn't understand that he's being verbally abusive. They think I'm being selfish. Am I overreacting? That was the longest summary. That was like the whole question. My self-esteem has plummeted in recent years since I've moved closer to my grandparents. The root cause of it is that whenever my 85-year-old grandpa is angry, he will tell me that he's done with me and will never call me again. It's to never call him again. Oh, really? I'd have fun with his ass. Okay. He would talk about how when I speak to him, I sound like I'm 4. There have been times where I've called him just simply making conversation, and he would yell into the phone. Do you think I really care what you have to say? Wow. When I want to go with my friends whom I haven't seen in 10 years, he will say, well, do you think they really actually care about you? Of course they won't. There's also much more, too long to put into this letter. I have battled ending things, ideation. Oh, you know what that is? The S word, every day for the last 5 years. It started shortly after the verbal abuse again. I feel embarrassed that I'm letting it affect me this much, even after I started asking for help and seeking help for my mental health. Am I overreacting? I just need advice. Oh, no. let me tell you how you're going to handle Gramps. Okay. So Gramps is going to tell you, say, oh, he's done with you. And okay, so next time Gramps says he's done with you, then what you say back to him is, well, that's good because, I really was counting down the days since you 85. You ain't going to really be around to bug anybody too much longer anyway, you old fucker. And so then he says, well, to never call him again. It's like, oh, no, I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you now while I can still bother you. Because once you're 6 feet under, they won't be able to call you anymore. So I'm going to call you now, and I'm going to get on every nerve that you have. I'm going to find nerves that you didn't even know that you had. I'm going to call them too. That's what I'm going to do. And then he's going to say, you sound like you're 4. I said, well, I would sound like that to somebody with 85 years of wax buildup in their ears, you old codger. And then he's going to say, then he says, simply making conversation. He would yell on the phone, do you think I really care what you have to say? Say, does your brain really work? Can you still think anyway? You looking all kind of Alzheimer-y and demented to me. See, we're going to start hurling insults back to him. That's what I'm talking about. You're going to say, really, he's going to say fucked up things to you. Instead of running and hiding and worrying about your mental health, say fucked up things back. And always concentrate on the fact that he's old, that he's about to die, that you're going to spit on his grave, that you're going to dance on his grave, that you're going to be happy that he's dead and everybody else, and that at his funeral, you're going to throw a party. Say, I'm going to have a party, and it's going to be wonderful because I'm going to be celebrating the fact that your old crotchety, raggedy ass is not here anymore. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite everybody. And then I'm going to play, Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead from The Wizard of Oz. I'm going to play that, and I'm going to dance and sing and just have the best time ever. See, I don't know. He has opened so many doors for you to fuck over him, and I just don't understand why you're running scared instead of cracking your knuckles and going in on him. Do you think your friends really care about you? Of course they do. They care about me just like I care about the party I'm going to throw at your funeral. Because they care about that, because we've already started planning it. We're trying to book a band. What kind of music do you think we should play? What kind do you like? And then if he says he likes, I don't know, big bands or something, say, well, I'll make sure we don't pay that. I'll make sure I don't play. That's why I asked you what you like, because I'll make sure we don't have that. We're going to have what I like. I'm thinking about, I don't know, some metal, heavy metal, maybe country western, something that I know that you'll hate. That's what we're going to play. But you want to make it sound like, Grandpa, what kind of music would you like at your funeral? Let his old raggedy ass start thinking about it. I would make him have a heart attack and die, saying so many fucked up things to his ass. I know I'm evil. Did I ever say that I'm not? I've never, ever tried to pretend that I'm anything but. But one thing I'm definitely going to do. I told you I'm vindictive as hell. So it's like, you do some shit to me, I'm going to make sure I do it back, and it's going to be 10 times what you delivered. You make me hurt, I'm going to make you hurt 10 times worse. I would have that old man turning over. I said, I want you to be all kinds of fucked up to the point where you can't even sleep. And it continues so that you're turning over just like that in your grave too. Oh, I forgot. We're going to cremate you though. And then I'm going to go out there. Most people, when they get cremated, family throws their ashes out at the sea and cries and all that shit. I'm going to find the nearest pig farm and I'm going to put your shit there and let them snack on you. That's what I'm going to do. I would just whatever crazy shit came to my mind, I would say it to him. You know why? Because he would know that you're not the one to mess with. But yeah, he would have got to do that to me exactly one time. You let them pigs have a snack while they eat you up. He just disgusting. Let's move on from him. Question number 14 is the male in the 22 to 34 age group. The female in question is 22 to 27. Summary of issue. My girlfriend has a non-trusting past and I struggle to cope with it. Should I stay in this relationship? To understand my side of the story, I need to say how our relationship formed. We started talking about 2 years ago. A couple of months passed and we admit our feeling for each other. Eventually, I was ready to commit, but she was hesitant. She started being an asshole to me mostly because she still had feelings for someone else, eventually leading her to cut me off and stop talking to me. About half a year later, we were having a kickback at my house and she invited me. We started talking and building feelings for each other again. She then was finally ready to commit to me. I was hesitant at first, but eventually I ended up dating her. A couple of months passed, and you just going just through the whole history. I struggled to cope with this, but I kind of feel like her last option so that our relationship has been great. Our feelings and our bond are really strong, and everything has been good, though, so far. But the other night, I got tipsy, and we started talking about her past relationships. She tells me that she never really been in a serious relationship before me, but she would hook up with the dude multiple times. After I heard this, I felt disgusted, and I kind of started viewing her different. I feel horrible about it because as of now, we have been visually way better than she was when we started talking. She calls me selfish because I struggle to cope with everything and tells me to get over it or it's not going to work out. But in my eyes, I see a lot of red flags that are hard to ignore. Our relationship is pretty new and has been great, though. So far, we've both been having a lot of personal/family issues that may conflict with our relationship sometimes. I just don't know if I should commit to it even longer because I just don't really trust her. Ever since we started talking again about the kickback, she has shown me signs of changing up on me, but her past is just too hard to ignore. I want to stay with her as that seems to be the right choice due to her relationship not being the problem itself. But part of me is afraid to due to her past. What should I do? Ladies, this is a perfect example of what I done told you. Y'all talk too fucking much. You cannot talk to men unless you were married and you had kids. Okay, you can talk a little bit about that because it was a husband. You're a single woman, you ain't never been married. You don't talk about no other man to your new dude. I'm not saying you have to lie and act like you're a virgin, but you don't tell details about your nook life to any man. Really, they don't just even a male friend. They don't need to know. They don't need to know. You don't tell men that kind of stuff. This girl was stupid, and as you know, she's like, "Well, I've never been in a relationship." Okay, that's all he asked you. She volunteered the rest of it. I would just hook up with guys. He never asked you that. But you see what I mean? How she filled her own grave with her big mouth. She should have never said that. And this is a perfect example. So, dude, I'm just going to say this: you're so immature and stupid that it's impossible for any woman to be with you and tell you who she is really, because you, like many other men, are stupid and you can't bear to hear the truth. You think she was sitting on her thumbs waiting? You think that her coochie would be any different whether it was a hookup with a multiple dude or she stayed with the same dude all that time and they had the exact same number of interactions? The same mileage is on the cooch no matter who put it there. So I'm trying to figure out what the big deal is. Well, you need to worry about is if she got any kind of disease or random miscellaneous kids from these random miscellaneous men that she was dealing with. If the answer is no, then what's the problem? Okay, you young, she's young, she's not, she's single, you single. What is this? What is this? So, but what I'm saying is you're too immature, so just cut her loose and grow up some. Because while you going through all these conniptions and your emotions and trying to figure out, and this is a red flag and all this kind of stuff here, and now you don't trust her because of that. I mean, the main thing you shouldn't trust her is because she's got a big mouth and she's stupid. It should be about the nook life. It should be about the fact that she's just a dummy and she just opens her mouth and talks too fucking much. But that's most women's problem. They just want to hear some words. And so, instead of memorizing something and reciting it because you just want to hear yourself talk, they go and start telling all kind of business that they really should not be telling men. We've talked about this so many times. Question number 15. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group. She's mixed race from Montreal, Canada. The male in question is 20 to 34. He's an Asian Indian. Summary of issue. The guy that I'm dating is friends are racist and sexist, and I'm not sure how to proceed. You proceed by exiting stage left. Why is this even a question? So I'm 28. I've been dating this 30-year-old male for about a month now. We are compatible in a lot of senses and have the same politics, morality, and also long-term goals. We're seeing each other in the hopes of making it official and to date long-term. For context, we're both non-Black people of color from Canada, but we're both of different races. I'll call him B. B knows my stance on women's issues, racism, and homophobia. He agrees with me. He has told me that he believes women have it harder and would never argue with a woman about what they go through. In fact, he recommended a book he liked to me. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Also, he told me that he loves Malcolm X and he read his biography and recommended that book to me too. Needless to say, this guy is not racist. Okay. However, his friends, from what he told me, sound nothing like him. He told me his friends are his friends from high school, meaning 15 plus years of friendship. And they're Andrew Tate supporters and are misogynists. Wow. And those are his friends, huh? He told me he has called them out a few times, but they'll just call B gay for defending women. He also told me that one of his friends has slowly become racist towards Black people over the past few years. Now there's nothing inherently wrong with B, but I do have a problem with his friends, even though I haven't even met them yet. I've had instances in my past relationship where racism was such a big problem. Okay, you want to talk about your exes? I don't want to care about that. I want to hear about this problem. Now I'm not sure what to do with this. I've already dealt with a fair amount of racist people in my past relationships, and I'm tired of having to deal with that again. Nonetheless, the sexism as well. I'm thinking about bringing this up with B when I see him next, but I'm not sure what a good solution would be. Obviously, I've only known B for a month, so I'm really not expecting him to drop his friends over a girl he's known for a month. But I'm not sure what I should do about this situation. B is a good guy, and we are compatible, and I can see a potential for a serious relationship between us. But it's just the fact that his friends sound really shitty. When I talk to him about it, what solution should I be looking for to reconcile this difference? Y'all, please share your opinions. I'm about to give mine. You are mixed race. Okay, you say that you're Black, and he's, probably the dark-skinned kind of Asian Indian. So, but he's not Black. He's Asian. But the skin is dark. But as an aside, one of the most beautiful families I've ever seen was a Black woman with an Indian husband. Those children looked like chocolate candy. They just, all three of the kids were just gorgeous. So, but anyway, let's move on to this. Okay, so you're mixed race with Black, and he's whatever he is. Okay, and you are concerned about his friends' attitudes. I'm going to say this to you. When you talk to him next time, you say, I've been listening to the stories that you have to share about your friends, and I want to pose a question to you. Say I'm with you, I finally meet your friends, and one or more of them says some racist thing, like calls me the N-word or makes some kind of racial slur. How are you going to handle that? Put him on the spot. This is an interview question. This is a pass or fail. Depending upon his answer, you can ask him, okay, so if you would do nothing and you let the thing, then how am I supposed to feel comfortable being around you, knowing that, I am a person of color and they don't, they have this kind of attitude about people like me? How are you going to reconcile dating me and showing me the respect that I deserve with friends like that? So you got to flip it on him, okay? You flip it on him so that he's going to be stuck in a corner. So the only thing he can do if he wants to move forward in relationship with any woman really who has your kind of mentality where she's not tolerating that kind of stuff, he's going to have to drop these friends. And what, he hasn't realized yet is just because you were friends with somebody in high school doesn't mean that once you're out in the real world, you should still associate with those people. Who we had friends with when we were children, how does that phrase go? When I was a child, I did as children do, or thought as children, or whatever. But it's that same kind of thing. At some point you grow up and you change and you mature and you leave those kinds of people behind you. They're fond memories. They were good during the time in which you were with them. At that stage of your life, they were great. You're no longer at that stage of your life. You're not a child in high school anymore, and you've grown and changed. And your friends and your affiliations, your hobbies and interests, and how you conduct yourself in society also have to change accordingly. So who you are is a reflection, who you present yourself to be to the world is a reflection of all of those things. So him, he's trying to present himself as this great and wonderful guy, but he's got these kind of people that's going to be hanging out with him and coming with him to places and saying those kind of insulting, demeaning things to people. Then I have to ask you, you need to think about this. You really need to think about this. Ask him about that question I just posed to you and see what his answer is. You'll know what to do depending on what he says. Because if he's of the camp, well, I really wouldn't do anything, he's entitled to think what he wants to think and this and that and this and that, then you already know, just leave him alone. You're only a month in, it's no big deal. It's not like, y'all been living together and got kids or anything like that. Just cut him loose and move on, find somebody else. Question number 16. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group, Caucasian, from Chula Vista, California. The male is 28 to 34 as well. Summary of issue: my boyfriend understands his role in our relationship ending, but thinks we can work on it, but I'm not so sure. My boyfriend and I broke up about a week ago. We've been together for 2 years, distance for a little over one of those years, but ultimately things just fell off. I didn't feel like we were on the same wavelength anymore. Jokes I would tell would miss him. Our conversations never really went beyond the day-to-day. Our upbringing and values just seem to be a lot different. Okay, so it sounds like a breakup was appropriate. My breaking point came when I decided to spend a month living with him as a trial run. Funny enough, we lived together just fine. We split the household chores, worked around each other's schedules, and slept fairly well together. Our nook lives are pretty healthy, but beyond that, it just felt like we were roommates who watched TV together after work. When we would take our car rides, we wouldn't really have much to talk about. I tried bringing it up to him before that I wish he'd put more effort into our conversations, but he has a tendency to blow up and misread me, which just contributes more to our communication problems. On top of that, I don't always feel safe sharing my true thoughts with him because he's told me that, quote, not everyone thinks the way I do, end quote, and that I tend to overthink everything and read too much into things. Last night, he called to tell me that he didn't want to move on and that he wanted to work on things. The issue is that we've been here before, and whenever I'm at a breaking point or right on the edge, he seems to get clarity over what is wrong and really takes things responsibly for his role in things, but I've never seen him reach this level of clarity before. I've been struggling for a while with my feelings about him, and I never really know how to approach him about these things and end up keeping them inside until things blow up. But he recognized that last night he never created that safe space for me to share what was going on. He always jumped to conclusions and blew up at me when I tried to talk to him. He doesn't have an anger problem per se, but he can be emotionally immature when I'm trying to express how I'm feeling. When we broke up, I was devastated, but a part of me felt relief. I've never truly felt right about this relationship, and I always felt like something is just off. I'm not sure if fixing these things will really likely change how I feel or if this change is even possible. This has been a pattern in the past. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Am I seeing things clearly? You know what? The only part I needed to hear was that when you broke up, you admit to feeling relieved. That's the secret in a nutshell right there. Somebody who's really interested in being with somebody and really in love with them, you don't feel relief. You feel devastated. You feel sad. You feel brokenhearted. You feel like your world is crashing down. You felt relief. You know what relief is like? Woo! I'm out that shit. Woohoo! That's what relief is. So you guys made the right decision. Stop second guessing yourself and don't let him drag you back into this nonsense. He's not the man for you. It's very clear. I mean, he might be a nice guy for somebody, but not for you. Okay. And that's what we're concentrating on because you're the one that wrote the letter. He's not the man for you. And there's not a problem. There's no problem with that. Just accept it. His communication style sucks. His temper sucks. It's good that you guys had this trial run and enjoyed each other's company and stuff, but that doesn't make him your life partner status. It doesn't mean that. Question number 17. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian from Lincoln, Nebraska. The male is 28 to 34. Summary issue. My boyfriend says that my birthday present will be an unlimited coupon for Nook and nothing more. Okay. Ooh, what kind of birthday present? That's a present for him, not for her. When it was my birthday, he was away for a business trip and I was extremely busy. I thought we'd be doing something for my birthday when we were seeing each other this weekend. So I asked what my birthday gift is, and he says he doesn't have anything for a present, but an unlimited coupon for Nook Nook. I've been dating him for 3 years, and this is all I get. I sent him a really nice present for his birthday this year. He says, quote, I don't see a point of celebrating a birthday. It's just another day, end quote. Oh, but did he turn to give you your gift back? Girl, you stupid. Oh, my God. So I told him the point of celebrating a birthday is to show someone that you care about them and love them, but he doesn't get it. He gets it. Why do you think he doesn't get it? All I wanted was him to give me a muffin with a candle on it. It's a very small gesture to celebrate was enough. But looking at his words, it's not likely. Is that too much to ask for? Nope. But you know, you writing this in advance of the birthday. Now it would be this, since it was the weekend, I'm assuming you sent this last week after the show. So probably last weekend was the birthday. So for me, you know, what happened? You're hearing this now. Send me a note and let, I mean, just for my own thing. What happened? What did he do? Did he actually give you what you wanted? He was just messing with you? Or did he really show up empty-handed? Because it's not like he didn't have time to get you something else, right? He could have hopped online and ordered something and said, I forgot, but it's coming and it'll be delivered to your house on Tuesday. He could have done that. But to just kind of bow out and then hit you with that, I don't see the point of celebrating birthday. It's just another day. On my channel is a video about men who try to bow out of important holidays and celebrations like that. I advise women to not deal with them at all. It doesn't matter if it's what he doesn't see the point. The point is you see the point, and he's trying to be with you, so he needs to change his program to make you happy on that one fucking day a year. If you were a man who can't come out of his way for one day of a year for you, and you dealing with all you cooking for him and cleaning for him and doing all the stuff for him on every day, but he can't do nothing for you one day a year, and you accept that, you're a dumb bitch, okay? Let me just be plain. You just dumb and stupid, and you don't have any kind of standards. You don't ask for what you want, and you will accept raggedy ass treatment from a man just to say that you have one. There's no way in this world. I don't give a fuck if I just met you last week and it's my birthday. You better do something. You better do something. I don't care what it is. You better do something, and I better like it. It better show some thoughtfulness and consideration for the fact that I blessed this planet on that day and thereby you're behind. Okay? I don't accept this. They don't like, well, it's just another day. Okay. Remember that. But you said it first. But I don't even deal with them, I mean, the petty part of me would want to do something real fucked up. But the main thing is, once a guy tells me something like that, I don't even deal with him. I just toots out because I already know he's not the man for me. Question number 18. Female in the 20 to 34 age group from Fort Wayne, Indiana. The male in question is 22 to 27. Summary of issue. My boyfriend is severely obsessed with my Nook Nook past. Okay, 28 to 34. And he's 22 to 27. Okay, so she balling backwards with this young fool. I'm 30 and he's 26, so you can frame this. We've been together a couple of months. He's insanely insecure. He has been cheated on before. His mom cheated on his dad. It's a whole thing. I tried to work with him on this, but I just don't think I can anymore. I ran into my ex from 15 years ago at dinner once. The night ended in a fight for no damn reason other than he saw my first ex has asked about my past partners and actually says he's judging me. I said, I asked about yours, but I don't give a shit about what you did before you knew me. But last night he asked if I've ever hooked up with any of my brother's friends. Wow. It was the topic of conversation at the time, and I wasn't going to lie, so I said, yes. Okay, you stupid. It was one time, and he's a family friend, so I've known him for 20 years. Said again, he's judging me for having a one-night stand and for hooking up with my brother's friend. No one else cares about this, including my brother, except for my current boyfriend, who I didn't know at the time. He says you were having one-night stands at 30 years old? Seriously? I told him to get up and get out of my house. Apparently 30 is too old to be having Nook Nook, according to this clown. Is this insecurity normal? I've never dated a guy that's insecure in my life, but friends that they've known guys to be like this. Can he change? Or is it a lost cause? Girl, can he change? The only time you can change a man is when they're wearing diapers. You change that, you can change the diaper. Other than that, this is the fool that he is. This is the fool that you met, and this is the fool that he will continue to be. And these are the kind of people that you meet when you do online dating. Men with serious personality issues and fatal flaws, emotionally damaged, and just losers. Now, I don't know why y'all stay on them apps. I just don't understand it. You know, because men who can meet women and deal with people and have conversations and stuff like that, they don't need a dating app. They be out in the real world meeting people. Men on dating apps, I just cannot. There's always something seriously wrong with them. And you know, it may not be, I mean, they might look good, be educated, be successful in their career, this and that. You don't find out what's wrong with them until you start trying to be, you know, in an intimate relationship with them. And then all the flaws come rushing out like a waterfall, just like, psh. I don't know. It's like every time it's always something like this. The main thing with you though is this. Okay, so you, let's see, I'm sure she said, oh, we've been together a couple of months. Okay. The first time when he says that he was cheated on and his mom cheated on his dad, and it's the whole thing. First of all, when a man says he's been cheated on, whether it's true or not, it's inappropriate for him to tell you that, okay? Especially when they use it as an excuse for what they're going to do or not do in a relationship or how they're going to treat you. It's one thing if he just mentions it in passing, like, yeah, it was it was tough. I had to do some counseling. I just didn't expect her to do anything like that to me. You know, I didn't really understand. Let me take this thing off of it. Let me see if this is better. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better, huh? It's one thing if they say that, but in a situation like this, see how his behavior towards you, you know, I'm judging you and he's telling you this and that. That's how you know that it's just game. It's a way, it's a tool that they use like a weapon of war to lob against you. And it gets you women, you soft touch types who like to feel like you're going to help, you're going to save somebody, you put your cape on and stuff, you're going to save him. And that's what you said, you know, I've been working with him on this. I tried it, but, you know, now I'm tired and all this old stuff here. It's like, you don't try to help nobody do something like that. He's a grown ass man. If he's got something, he needs some help with it, he's supposed to be going to the nearest shrink and make it happen. That's not your job. When a man asks you if you ever hooked up with any of your brother's friends, you're supposed to say, why would you ask me something like that? Well, I just want to know, but why do you want to know? I mean, what? Who does that? I would have never answered that question. He would have got 500 questions back until he got tired. It's like, but what made you ask me something like that? Well, where's your mind? And, you know, I would have went through a whole litany of that kind of stuff. The whole conversation for the next 30 minutes would have been me asking him questions about what made him think that until he got tired, right? I learned that trick watching my brothers be the players that they are. I learned that early. You never answer men's questions. You just ask them a whole bunch of questions back. That's what they do to us. And I just been like, oh yeah. I'm like, well, do you know what's like? Do you want to compare? Like, you know, are you asking about another man because you're interested in the guy? Is that what you want to like check out? If I could tell you his performance so you could get with him, what is that? What is this about? I've never known a man to ask a woman about another man's bedroom skills and stuff. I mean, what's really going on? Are you one of them down low brothers? Should I be worried? See, notice the questions. And what are those questions doing? They're putting him on defensive. Why would I do that? Because I want him to be disgusted with himself for even bringing that up. And would I ever answer his question? Absolutely not. Every time he want to ask me a question, he'd get another question back. 10, 15, 40 more questions. Because I'm never going to answer a question like that because it's none of your damn business. But I'm going to have a whole bunch of fun with you while I tell you it's none of your business by asking you all the questions until you just be pushed to the level of exhaustion. That's what I want. I want you to be tired, okay? So anyway, can he change? No. Is this a lost cause? Yes. Just move on from this fool. Don't waste another day on him. Question number 20. We got 25 questions today. We're near the end of our pre-Thanksgiving advice show. So this is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Boston. Somewhere issue. Was I love bombed? Does it matter? What did I say last week? Y'all spend all this time trying to figure out, these words. This, is it narcissist? Is it love bombing? Is it like toxic? Is it this and that? I've already told you the 3 things that you need to look for in a relationship. But it's on a video. Okay, it's a video, one of them shorts on this channel. I extracted it from the advice column and put it into a short because that's how important it is for you all to understand. There's only 3 points for you to look for in a relationship. Am I going to tell them to you again? No, I am not. You're going to go and look at the video so I'll get some clicks. I'm not going to tell it again. I've already said it actually twice now. So she says, I was talking to this man for weeks now, every day, back to back, making myself available to him, which was my mistake. Thank you for acknowledging that. This man would literally call me 24/7 at work, home, grocery store. Anyways, he would beg me to FaceTime, sleep with him as well, which I declined. He would get mad when I had to take another call. He agreed to end the phone conversation with him. I decided to go on a date with him, dummy. We get there and he's super rude to the waitress, telling me to act like my real self, basically negging me on the first date. That date lasted 6 hours and we did make out. Wow, you just really have no standards at all. Before that date, he basically told me to cut off whoever I was talking to and focus on us. And if I didn't do that, then he would be done with this situation. He told me he cut everyone else off. Oh, it's only fair that I do the same. I told him I didn't commit to a man that I just started seeing. I told him I don't like to rush things. And he decided to want to take me a date the day after when I declined, yet he kept pushing it. We ended up hanging out the next day for pretty much the rest of the afternoon. Okay, so you said no, but then you did it anyway, and not just did it, but hung out for 7 hours. Okay, so 2 days in a row, that's what it looks like. One date was 6 hours, the next date was 7 hours. And you had told him no, but you just folded like a bad poker hand and you went anyway. We did kiss again and cuddle. He then proceeded to tell me that we're exclusive and that he likes me too much for me to go out and talk to other men. He then gave me an ultimatum to either cut off everyone I'm seeing or be done with him. I asked him how he would know if I'm talking to other men. He said, we talk 24/7, so if you're not talking to me, then I don't know. He also told me that if I were to go out with my girls and a man comes up to me, that I knew what to do to respect him. Keep in mind, we've only had 2 dates, Deb. He wanted to hang out with me again that week, so 3 dates in 1 week, kind of back to back. I jokingly told him that I went on another date recently. He got super angry and told me that he didn't like being played with and that he wanted to just end this and not talk ever again. He then canceled our date. What is your assessment of what happened here? You were blessed that you came up with that lie and you escaped the drama. This guy is a control freak and a nut. You know, it reminds you hearing that thing tell you, I went on a date with this guy. Where did I meet that clown? I don't even remember. But he's the one who introduced me to espresso. You know, little hood bastard. I didn't know anything about all that. So he takes me down to Fisherman's Wharf. They had this like cable car looking coffee shop. And we go in there and he, the little demi cups. And I'm looking at that shit because my parents both drank coffee, but they had like mugs, So this was my first time seeing a little tiny little baby coffee cup. I thought it was cute. Looked like some, play household stuff for little girls. And so we ordered this espresso and we had espresso and it was, interesting. Too strong for me, but, I didn't really like it. I still don't like espresso, so it is what it is. But anyway, so I went on this date with the guy. So we went to dinner at Fisherman's Wharf and we had stopped and had the espresso. So we went one date. He calls me the next afternoon after work and tells me that I need to tell all my other ends that I got a man now. I think I met him at the bank exchange because I used to go there all the time. It was either the Dock of the Bay or the bank exchange. It was one of them 2 places. Those were my 2 hangouts. And I was like, what? Kay? And he says, yeah, because you know this. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I've been on one date with you and just met you last weekend. What you talking about? My other men tell him I'm with you now. I'm not with you. You tripping. And he got so mad. I mean, it was the same kind of thing. He got so mad. It was like he, was like spewing spittle. And I'm like, dude, I can't with you. So I just hung up on him. This is the days you couldn't really block people yet because this is the, pre-cell phone days. You only had your home number. So you couldn't really block people. But he never called again. But I mean, it just reminds me of this thing here. Reminds me of this. Of your guy. This is terrible. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, I put this over there and I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so what is my assessment? Yeah, he was setting you up. I guess you could call it love bombing. I call it the full court press, which is something that was before that phrase love bombing ever came out. But dudes, they want to create an ambiance of, we have a relationship and we're in a commitment. And they try to do all that within just a couple of days. And the reason they do it is because there are a lot of women to be like, well, I'm not going to sleep with any man that I'm not in a committed relationship with. So they be like, committed relationship coming right up. That's what that's all about. It's just about to get the draws. But you put the brakes on that. And so he was like, oh, okay, well, this ain't going to happen. Let me stop spending money on her. And so there you go. So you saved yourself. Good job. Question number 21. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group from South Carolina. Summary of issue. I'm wondering if my boyfriend is controlling or reasonable. I've been dating my boyfriend for a few years, and he seems to have some very strange boundaries, at least in my opinion. I'm not used to being with very conservative guys. Some of his, quote, boundaries are no male friends. Uh-oh. Did Deborah mess up? Hold on a second, y'all. I seem to have misplaced my letter. No male friends. Oh, yes, I got the letters all mixed up. Okay. No talking to males on social media, only if it's work related to not having male friends. No going to bar or club without him. No talking to attractive men. This one I find very strange. What if it's a cashier? I'm just being nice to a coworker. No going on vacation with my female friends or sister without him. Can be restrictive of what shorts I wear to the gym. No looking at videos of attractive men, like not thirst traps, just any video, and the guy happens to be attractive. He has also been a hypocrite in the past. We were once out at a bar with friends, and he was talking to two random women for like 20 minutes. I gave a hug to a male in our friend group that night, and he got extremely angry at me. I wasn't upset at all. He was talking to those two women. Does it sound controlling to you, Dad? What should you do? What would I do? I would tell him, okay. He says, well, no male friends. I'm like, I had male friends before I ever saw your face, and I will continue to have them. I had a boyfriend that said that to me, and that's what the answer I gave him. No talking to males on social media. I will talk to whoever I please. No going to the bar and social club without him. I will go wherever I want. No talking to attractive men. Would you want me to only talk to ugly ones? That's not going to happen. No going on vacation with my female friend or sister without. Do you think that my female friends and my sister want to look at you? It's a girl's trip. Are you a girl? Get out of here. Can be restrictive of what shorts I wear to the gym. Well, I had a conversation with y'all about the girls going up to the gym with no underwear on except wearing the little microscopic shorts. So, I mean, not knowing the details, that he could have a point. No looking at videos of attractive men, like not thirst traps of just any video, and the guy happens to be attractive. Tell him I have two eyes, and that's what I use them for, is to see. And so there you go. Go away. I'm on my show now. He has also been a hypocrite in the past. We were once out at a bar with friends, and he was talking to two random women for like 20. Oh, I'm sorry. I already read that part. My cousin came wandering here, threw me off. So that's the bottom line is, in my opinion, he's extremely controlling, or he's trying to be. The only way he would be successful, though, is if you went along with this instead of telling him, I don't listen. You're not my dad, and so you don't get to tell me what to do, how to do it, where I can go, what to wear. Nothing. You don't get to do any of that. So I'm not really sure what kind of women you've been dating in the past that allowed this nonsense. But that ain't happening. Not in here. Not over here, Captain. Not happening, Captain. So you figure out, if you want to stay in this relationship with a woman who thinks for herself and is independent and does what she wants to do, or you can just leave. I mean, either way, you look just as good going as you did coming. Okay, and tell him something along those lines so he's real clear that you'll miss him fondly. Think of him fondly and miss him occasionally. There you go. Okay, now I got to figure out where I was. Okay, question number. I'm messed up all kinds of stuff. He threw me off. Okay, 21. Okay, here we go. Question 22. Jeez Louise. All right. Question number 22. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group. She's white from Perth, Australia. Summary of issue. I'm a 31-year-old female struggling mentally with casual dating, and it's becoming very disheartening. I really can't continue to date if it's always going to end up the same way. I've tried the dating apps. I've tried don't look for it and it will find you. I've tried just concentrate on yourself. I've tried just let them chase you. I've tried don't sleep with them straight away. I've tried just be yourself. I've even tried dropping my standards. I'm honestly becoming so disheartened with dating. I'm an attractive blonde with tattoos, natural looking. Okay, what part of tattoos is natural looking? You tripping. I'm kind-hearted and would do anything for anyone. I really like to think I'm a decent person and catch. I just had another potential partner pretty much ghost me and unmatch me on the T thing after we spent the night together a few days ago, which I thought went well. I feel like men will say anything just to tick a box and get in my pants. Okay, well, now that you know that, which you should have known at 15, what you gonna do about it? Now I'm just exhausted. I don't even want to start the whole chatting process again now. How are you single ladies of the squad dealing with dating? Any tips? Because I'm close to closing up shop and just not trying anymore with the male species. Okay, y'all can answer because she asked for the input from the ladies of the squad. I'm going to say this. You probably need to change how you date. Number one, this thing about you'll do anything for anybody and all this old stuff. You don't have that kind of attitude with men. You don't go in letting men think that they can use you. For a guy who has self-esteem and confidence looking for a woman who has both, you're going to be eliminated immediately because you're too easy. And it's like he feels like if he can take advantage of you, you're an easy picking for some other man to take advantage of you. Y'all need to listen to it, hear this. If you let a man come in the door, okay, and you let him take advantage of you, he's never going to trust you. You know why he's not going to trust you? Because he's going to think you let me do it, and you don't really have any standards to, give yourself to men or do stuff for people. Then if I'm in love with you, I'm going to want you to have those kind of standards, and you don't have them, right? Because I'll do anything for anybody. You put it right there in the letter. So I tell you, the men will find that threatening. They want to know that you'll do things and stuff only for them. Keyword only, not anybody, not everybody, only them. Okay, because that's going to make him feel secure that you really want him. But that's not what you did. Okay. You feel like, and then you slept together with some days a few days ago. Okay, so you met him on the swipey thing, spent the night with him, and then he ghosted you. Well, that's because that's all he was on that T thing for in the first place. You don't look for a serious relationship on a hookup app. You women are confused. The apps are for hookups. Okay, you don't go on those things swiping left and right and thinking you're going to find a husband. Y'all is confused as hell about what those things are for. If you don't want some to hook up and you ain't trying to be like that, then you stay off the swiping things, because that's what they're there for. That's what men are there for. Okay? You confusing something. You confused. So those are my suggestions for you. You don't date nobody for a minute. Figure out what it is that you really want. And then you focus on that thing and don't find it on an app. Get off in the real world. COVID's over. There's no reason for you to be sitting around swiping left and swiping right trying to hook up a date on some video chat nonsense or something. Okay, let's move on to question number 23 as we wind down to, this thing is choking me, wind down to the end of this show. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group. She's African American from Virginia Beach. Summary issue: why do they always seem to come back? Every boyfriend I have ever had and almost every guy I've ever talked to has come back at least once down the line. It could be days, weeks, or even years after the breakup that they try to get back in contact. It confuses me. Some of them were so hard-headed and never wanted to meet me halfway to do anything or try and work with me. Didn't want to hear my feelings or try to salvage anything. Some acted like they couldn't care less if we were together or not. Some were angry when things ended, but were still adamant that they weren't wrong. So what's different now? I haven't taken any of them back or contacted them once, but I get messages from them trying to, quote, check up on me, or they, quote, hope I'm genuinely doing well or asking for another chance. So why do they always seem to try to come back? Oh, again, there's a video on this channel about why dudes do that. What is it called? I don't remember. I'll try to figure it out and link to it in the show description or something. Or maybe right up in here, because, you know, this is where the videos, I'll link it right up in here somewhere. But this is a typical pattern. You got to realize that this is November, okay? We're right in prime cuffing season. When cuffing season is, all the little dust bunnies want to find some place to roost, like the chicken. Okay, they want to roost at your house where there's a warm food and, you know, somebody to pay attention to them and to be with, right? Because they know the winters are cold and the bed is cold on that side, and they want somebody to be there. If you're willing to be the victim for the cuffing season, then they'll happily have you there. What the mistake that you make, though, is you have these dudes and you don't block them. See, this is the fault that I find you with you young ladies. You want to be all confused about why they reached out. You're supposed to close every avenue so they can't reach out. You block them on social media. You block them on your email. You block them on your phone. You block them so they can't text you. They can't call you. They can't message you. They can't WhatsApp you. They can't do nothing. They couldn't find you on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. No, they can't. You're unreachable. That's how you're supposed to set things up when you break up with somebody. You don't leave the door open for them to reach out to you and find you, what you say, weeks, months, and even years later. So that's your fault that they could do that. You did that because you want them to still be able to find you, so you have something to talk about. You full of shit. Anyway, do what I told you. Go and block them all so they can't do that. And next time you break up with a dude, go through your whole list of social media and all your phones, all your emails, everything that he might know, and you block them all. If he should be so bodacious as he sends you a USPS letter with a stamp on it, you take it out the mailbox and you write return to sender, and then you plop it back and you cross out your address and you plop it back into the mailbox, and it will go back to him unopened and unread. That's what you want. Okay. Either way, you don't let them intrude into your life. So that whole scenario that you mentioned about all the exes, you set that up so they could do that. You did that to yourself. Question number 24. This is a female in 28 to 34 age group from London. Summary of issue: England, London. Partner intentionally gave my dog food that I am deathly allergic to. Okay. My significant other gave my dog a home-cooked dog meal that had fish in it. Why would he give a dog fish with the bones and stuff? That's scary. I have a severe anaphylactic allergy to fish and shellfish. Deb, my puppy licks me all the time on the face, etc., and I hug my puppy frequently. We are very affectionate with each other, but my partner knows I have an allergy, and I asked that he never feed my dog any fish or shellfish products, and he did it anyway. I don't know how to feel about this. My throat swells shut, and I will die without my EpiPen. Please help me sort out how I should deal with this, because I feel like I'm being murdered by blatant incompetence. Oh, that sounds to me like, what's going on. You better check and see if this dude took out an insurance policy on you, your life insurance, because this is a way to make it happen. And then the evidence would be in the dog poop. Who's going to think to look there? Are you feeling me? This is very scary. That's how I was when I had discovered that I was allergic to shrimp that I told you guys. Ended up at the emergency room. Just all of a sudden, just was eating shrimp fine. And then a couple of months before that, and then that one day in December, I ate shrimp and my lips was on fire. My face got red. My throat started shutting down. It was horrible. Made it to the emergency room in time, though. I could feel what was going on. I drove myself there like right away. They said if you had waited 2 more minutes, you probably wouldn't have made it. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. As someone who would intentionally inflict that kind of reaction on you is trying to kill you. You need to file a police report about it. I don't think they'll do anything, but it'll still be on record so that you want to note in there and say, this person knows I have this allergy. They set me up to have this reality. I'm in fear of my life now. I don't trust myself or this person to be around me or my pet, and I want this person out of my house. Okay? That's how you get them out with a restraining order. That's what you need to do. I mean, I know you don't want to call him your partner and do all of this. He's not your partner. This man don't give 2 fucks about you. He's trying to kill your ass. You better pay attention. Question number 25, which is the final question of today. Before we do that, let me see, how do I do this? Okay, I just want to remind you guys, we got our webinar coming up next month, the end of next month, on teaching women, who a lot of women in this program tonight need to know this, how to say no. It'll be taking place on Friday, the 29th, right before we go into 2024, so that you can establish boundaries and get people straight and up off of you, okay, and protect yourself. Feel good about saying no. You don't have to say yes to everything, and you don't have to say yes to get people to like you. So we're gonna be together for an hour and a half, up to 2 hours. I want to take your questions and stuff and give you some opportunity to pose questions and examples so I can help you figure out where you went wrong. So it's going to be a highly interactive webinar, and I do hope that more of you sign up. You've got another month, and then that'll be that, okay? You can scan that barcode right there. I'm also going to put a link up probably tomorrow. I thought about this on the Debsterism.com page, but I haven't yet. And you'll be able to scan the URL from there. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'll do that tomorrow, make it easier for you to register, okay? All righty, so let's finish with our last letter of the day. This is a female in the 35 to 42 age group. Oh, there's no location. The male is in the 35 to 42 age group as well. Summary of issue: my boyfriend said that he would, quote, hate me. I am 35 and I've been dating a 36-year-old man for about 1.5 years. We're working towards building something long-term with each other, and I don't feel the need to rush that process. He's been single for 10 years, and I understand his need to take his time and work through things for himself. But yesterday we were discussing birth control options after an exchange that had me wondering if he trusted me. In a nutshell, I mentioned that I was enjoying non-barrier intimacy with him, but I don't demand it, nor did I ever request it. It just started happening, and we've been going with it. Although I have an IUD, he ran as quick as possible to get a plan B after our last time together. I told him that I was fine with protection, but that I was concerned about the sudden change, and that his responses surrounding this issue had me wondering if he believes I would trap him. Deb, I would never, ever dream of doing that. But here's the part that really hurt. He told me if I were to become pregnant right now, and that it would end his dreams. Hate is such a strong word. I'm currently fighting the urge to blow this exchange up, but I can't help but wonder if I would get out of Dodge immediately. Okay, I don't understand that. I've been solid with this man the entire time. Although we're not together, I've never betrayed or dishonored him in any way. This just seems like such a hateful thing to say to someone. What is your thought? What are your thoughts? I'm going to say this. You need to remind him of this one thing right here. You say to him, sir, what you don't seem to understand is just because a woman gets pregnant does not mean she's going to have your raggedy ass baby. And you need to use those words because he is like all on his own jock and just imagine that somebody wants his tired, funky ass. And you have to let him know. It's like, no. And he'd be like, well, then they'd be getting concerned. What do you mean you would terminate? In a fucking heartbeat. Because I'm not sure, you say you're not sure about me. Do you think I'm more sure about you? I wouldn't want to be having a baby by your ass. I barely know you. And what if it turns out that you're stupid? Then I am stuck with a stupid kid by a stupid man that I have to deal with for 18 years. I'm not trying to put myself in. You talking about a trap? That's the trap right there. I would be the one trapped for 18 years taking care of some little fucktard that you put in me. There's the problem. What you do. So, you didn't have no problem ripping that C off and just going for it. So, don't be trying to put that shit on me. You went in, you did this. Okay, you did this. And if anything happened, it would be your decision because you was the one that took it off. So don't be trying to put that shit on me. That's the kind of way you need to talk to him and turn that around like Seeley. And with the C hand, and just fire it right back to him. Y'all women are just too gentle and you always be thinking about their feelings and just letting them talk to you all kind of crazy. Don't let that man talk to you like that. I just don't understand. But anyway, I'm glad that's over. My cousin's gonna be making some sweet potato pies. I have to be the official taste tester of the batter to make sure that there's enough brandy and brown sugar and stuff in it. I have to do this. I have to sacrifice myself. I'm gonna sacrifice myself for the cause. Yesterday I made my famous black-eyed peas. And then I don't know what else they're gonna be having over there, but it's gonna be a scrumptious. I'm gonna take pictures of all the food and post them up on the community wall here on YouTube so you guys can see the fabulousness of the food that we be cooking. Okay. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Enjoy your family and friends. That's what these days are for. Even if you don't, ain't nobody trying to be celebrating pilgrims and all that old stuff they talking about. I don't look at it as that. For me, these kind of holidays, first of all, Thanksgiving is all about the grub. Okay. That's it. Get together with family. I don't usually see except for one time a year. And then we grub. That's it. That's what Thanksgiving is all about. And then the next big event that I will be going to is a New Year's Eve party. My cousin's having, and the theme is a players ball. So I need y'all to help me figure out what I'm gonna wear. I'm too old to be wearing like the super hoochie gear. I got to figure out a costume for myself. Players ball. I don't know. Maybe I'll dress up like Too Short. I scare everybody. But anyway, you guys, hope you have a good time tomorrow. You can tell me all about it next week. I'll see you later.